the way I used to talk to myself, in your head or whatever, was very, very, very negative. Like, what? Every time you encounter like a problem, it's like, you useless, stupid, ugly piece of shit. And I read this quote from some book which said, if you talked to other people the way you talk to yourself, no one would like you. And for me, like, this absolutely was the case. Just so negative, so down on myself. And my justification at the time was like, well, if I'm hard on myself, then I'll achieve more, I'll be more successful or whatever. But in reality, just like talking to other people, if you just are ridiculously harsh, it doesn't encourage them. Someone's like, I just had a real, I've been eating a lot of junk food this week. Be like, if you're like, yeah, you're a fat, useless, lazy piece of shit who will never accomplish anything. Like, that's not going to motivate them. Give them advice, give them encouragement or something. Um, so, yeah, the thing that I used to say primarily was like, you're lazy, you're useless, which is, well, was more true then, but like, still, that's not a helpful thing to tell someone, especially not yourself. So, to overcome this, I think from whatever book I was reading that was about it, probably Gorilla Mindset by Mike Kernovich. First, I would just like kind of identify when I was doing stuff like that and just sort of catch myself. So I become like consciously incompetent, like consciously like aware of like how terrible my self-talk is after maybe did a stand-up comedy show or something, and like it just one of the jokes just bombed or something like that, or on a dud date, or something stupid happened at work or something like that. So first I would just identify that I was doing it. Then I would try to explore whether that statement was helpful or not. Whether it's true isn't that relevant, but if it's helpful, it's like, all right, saying like I haven't done anything all day, and it's like 4 p.m. and I'm like, God, I'm such a useless piece of shit. Is that helpful? No. What would be more helpful is to consider like, what led to this? How do I blah blah blah? Maybe I need to improve my sleep or something. And then I would consider, so a more helpful statement or something like that, like I should prioritize my sleep, and so I'll make a plan out of that. And so I started doing that more and more and more, and I just noticed, I would really cut myself slack on problems that weren't like really stupid problems, so just very simple things. Like I was once out with my brother and my cousins, and we got bogged because um, I didn't know that you were supposed. I didn't know how to. I didn't know how to put the car in 4-wheel drive, and my cousins didn't know that we didn't know that we needed to ask if we should put the car in 4-wheel drive. So we got bogged, and they had to put us out. But it was like such a simple problem uh, that could have happened to really anyone. Then like why destroy yourself over it, And it's also, so yeah, I sort of cut myself some slack for stuff like that, gave myself useful advice instead of just unhelpful criticism. And the third one was really cutting myself some slack for problems that, like, even if what you did was just incompetent, it's unlikely to ever happen again. Like, you really messed up this, you know, trip to India, even though you're never going to go to India ever again. Like, it's just like, well, I don't really need to learn from that problem if I'm not going to make it again. So the result of all these things, after years of just being so down on myself for just like very minor stuff, was far greater confidence and way higher trust in myself. Before I'd be like, I should really do this thing. I should really exercise more, but I won't because I'm useless. So I got to trust myself a bit more. I like myself a lot more, and yeah, my self-talk is a lot more helpful, a lot more positive. So if you're like most people, which you are, just ask yourself like, what is my self-talk right now, and try to follow those steps. And yeah, your confidence will skyrocket.